Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 8 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 8 math. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter Geometric Measurement. The lessons we're going to cover today are volume of cylinders and cones, volume of spheres, surface area of spheres, volume and surface area of similar solids. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well, right? Let's just start with the lesson that is volume of cylinders and cones. What is the volume of the cylinder? You are given the volume, you are given the height of the cylinder and the radius. The radius is 1 yard and the height is 3 yards. So how do you calculate the volume of the cylinder? That is V equals pi r square h. You have to use the formula, right? So just replace the variable with the value. Pi is 3.14, r is 1 square and h is 3. So the volume of the cylinder is 9.42. The next one is, what is the volume of the cube? That is V equals 1 by 3 pi r square h. That is 1 by 3 pi r square h is r is 3 and h is 8. So just replace the variable with the values, that is 75.36. Let's just start with the questions. What is the volume of the cone? That is V equals 1 by 3 pi r square. The volume of the cone is V equals 1 by 3 pi r square h. So just replace the variables with the value, that is 1 over 3, pi is 3.14, r is 5 square and h is 8. Let me just do calculations, right? That is 25 times 8 times 3.14, 3.14. 628 divided by 3, that is 209.33 cubic millimeter. Option number 1 is the correct option. So here is the formula you have to use whenever you have to calculate the volume of the cone, that is V equals 1 by 3 pi r square h. So option number 1 is the correct option. Got it? What is the volume of the cylinder? That is V equals pi r square h, right? Just put up the values. 3.14, r is 1 square and h is 3. So that is 9.42 cubic yards. I think that's the one we did on the tutorial. Option number 1 is the correct option. 9.42 cubic yards. What is the volume of the cone? Which is the correct option? That is V equals 1 by 3 pi r square h, right? So just put up the values. That is 1 by 3, 3.14, r is 7 square, h is 10. That is 49 times 10 times 3.14, that is 1538.6 divided by 3. So the correct option is 512.86. So option number 2 is the correct option. Got it? Just do the calculations. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 512.87. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the volume of the cone? So which is the correct option? You have to use the same formula, that is V equals 1 by 3 pi r square h. So just use the formula, put up the values and do the calculations. That is 1 by 3, 3.14, r is 1 and h is 2. That is 3.14 times 2, 6.28 divided by 3. So the correct option is 2.09. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 2.09 cubic millimeter. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the volume of the cylinder? That is V equals pi r square h. 3.14 times 9 square and no 6 r square 6 square and 9. The correct option is mm, 36 times 9 times 3.14. That is 1017.36. So option number 2 is the correct option. Got it? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is volume of spheres. Let's just start with the next lesson. What is the volume of the sphere? So the formula you're going to use for the volume of sphere is V equals 4 by 3 pi r cube. Just replace the variables with a value and do the calculations, right? For this example, you are given r equals 7. So you have to do 4 by 3 times 3.14 times 7 cube. So the correct option is that is 1436.03. Let's just start with the test questions. So the formula you're going to use is V equals 4 by 3 pi r cube. You can note down these formulas. They are very important. What is the volume of the sphere? That is V equals 4 by 3 pi r cube. Keep them in your mind. 4 by 3 pi is 3.14 and r is 5 cube. So let me just do calculations. That is 5 times 5 times 5 times 3.14 times 4, that is 1570 divided by 3. You need to round off the number to the nearest hundred, so that is 523.33. Option number 2 is the correct option. The correct option is option number 2. What is the volume of the sphere? So you have to use the same formula, that is V equal 4 by 3 pi r cube. So which is the correct option? That is 4 by 3 pi is 3.14 and r is 10 cube it is. The correct option is option number 1, that is 4186.67. The correct option is option number 1. You have to do the calculations and also you need to round off the answer to the nearest 100, right? So option number 1 is the correct option. That is 4186.67. What is the volume of the sphere, which is the correct option? So which is the correct option? The correct option is option number 1 is the correct option. That's just a guess. Okay. What is the volume of the sphere? Which is the correct option? You have to use the formula, that is V equals 4 by 3 pi r cube. So which is the correct option? The correct option is option number 2. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is the next lesson is surface area of spheres. Let's just start with the lesson. What is the surface area of the sphere? You are given the radius r equals 1. So you have to use the formula that is 4 surface area equals 4 pi r square. Surface area equals 4 pi r square. So just put up the values and do the calculations. So for this one, that is 12.56, right? Let's just start with the test question. So the formula is surface area equals 4 pi r cube. These formulas are very important. You can note them down and keep them in your mind. What is the surface area of the sphere? That is, you are going to use the formula that is 4 pi r square. Surface area is of the sphere is 4 pi r square. You are given r1. That's the one we just did, isn't it? So the correct option is you have to do 4 pi is 3.14, r is 1 square. The correct option is 12.56. Option number 1 is the correct option. I remembered the answer. That's the one we just did. What is the surface area of this sphere? So which is the correct option? That is the surface area equals, that is 4 pi r square. This is the formula you're going to use, right? So you have 4 pi is 3.14 and r is 10. So let's just do the calculations, right? So let's just do calculations. That is 100 times 3.14 times 4. The correct option is 1256 square feet. So option number 1 is the correct option, right? What is the surface area of the sphere? You have to do 4 pi r square. That is the formula you are going to use. Just put up the values. 4, that is 3.14. The r is 8, so that is 8 square. So let's just do calculations. That is 64 times 3.14 times 4. So which is the correct option? That is 803.84. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 803.84. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is, what is the surface area of the sphere? So which is the correct option? Which is the correct option? You have to use the formula, that is V equals, no, surface area equals 4 pi r square. 4 times 3.14, r is 9. So let's just multiply, that is 1017.36. Option number 2 is the correct option, right? The correct option is option number 2. What is the surface area of this sphere? So which is the correct option? The correct option is, which is the correct option? You have to do V equals 4 pi r square, that is 4 times 3.14 times r is 7. So 7 times 7 is 49. That is 615.44. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is, the next lesson is volume and surface area of similar solids. So let's just start with the lesson. What the figures below are similar. You are given two similar figures. What is the surface area of the larger rectangular prism? So you need to calculate their surface area. So when you have the similar figures, you need to make the ratio between their similar sides. So first thing is you have to find the square of the corresponding dimension, that is the sides 9 and 6, right? So you have to calculate their squares. 9 square divided by 6 square, right? And the ratio of the surface area is 9 over 4 equals S1 divided by 144, right? Just solve this for the S1. Let's just start with the test questions. You can have a look on the tutorial by yourself. What is the figures below are similar. What is the surface area for the smaller rectangular prism? So let's just see. First you have to find the ratio between their similar sides, that is a square divided by b square, that is 4 square divided by 6 square, so that is 16 over 36. And you have to make a ratio between their surface area, so that is S1 divided by 225 equals 16 over 36. So S1 equals 16 times 225 over 36. So let me just do the calculations. 16 times 225, that is 3600 divided by 36. So the correct option is 100. That means the surface area of the smaller rectangular prism is 100 square inches. Option number 1 is the correct option, that is 100 square inches. The figures below are similar. What is the volume of the smaller rectangular prisms? So that is volume. Now you have to calculate the cubes of the corresponding sides, right? That is 5 cube divided by 3 cube. That is 125 over 27, right? So that is 1000 divided by V1 equals 125 over 27. That is 1000 times 27 equals 125. The correct option is 27,000 divided by 125. The correct option is 216 cubic inches. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? Just do the calculations. The correct option is option number 1. What is the figures below are similar. What is the surface area of the rectangular prism? You have to calculate the surface area, right? So that is you have to calculate the square of the corresponding sides, that is 25 over 4, and S2 over S1 equals 25 over 4, that is S2 over 64 equals 25 over 4. So you have to do 25 times 64 over 4. So which is the correct option? The correct option is option number, that is 25 times 64 divided by 4. The correct option is 400. Option number 2 is the correct option. Option number 2 is the correct option. The figures below are similar. What is the volume of the smaller rectangular prism? You need to calculate the volume, right? That is 3 cube divided by 9 cube. 27 divided by 729. So that is 27 over 729 equals V2 over 27. That is V2 equals 27 times 27 divided by 729. So the correct option is, I think 1 it is. Yes, the correct option is 1. Option number 1 is the correct option, that is 1 cubic foot. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 8 math. Chapter we were working on is geometric measurement, and the lessons we have covered today are volume of cylinders and cones, volume of spheres, surface area of spheres, volume and surface area of similar solids. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session, right? So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you. Or either you can write down the question in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So any questions you can please write down in the chat box if you have any.